Hello, Alberta. This is David White, leader of the Freedom Conservative Party of Alberta, and I wanted to spend the final few moments with you in this location in order to review the latest that we've received from our Premier on the 30th of April, specific to the COVID-19 situation. In that announcement, he's identified that the numbers are likely going to be much smaller than what we anticipated. He's identified that we have a staged process to return to some degree of normalcy. And he's also identified some measures that he wants to employ in order to add to our protection. Some of these things are certainly valid. Many, or at least some substantial points, are not. First, at no point has he ever identified that we will return to a normal way of life. Not the way that we've been able to enjoy prior to the COVID-19 situation. And quite frankly, the degree and the devastation of this disease, as much as it is devastating to those that it afflicts the most, that being the elderly, that being those who have immune-compromised systems, other than those, this disease does not warrant a continuous removal of our freedoms, of our ability to live. It does not, and it absolutely does not warrant the gross destruction of our democracy, the removal of our legislature, the removal of accountability, the removal of debate, the removal of opposition. This is the sign of a dictator who doesn't care. And he's already identified that repeatedly in his first year of this term, where anybody that had the audacity to speak out against him obviously hated Albertans. Now, there's no sense in having anybody out there because he has majority government, so he can do whatever he wants. He's just made it so that he's taken this situation and twisted it around so that all he has to do is stay as the dictator that he is. Now, yes, he said that he's going to take Bill 10 back to the lawyers, but we don't know how long that's going to take, and we don't know what it's going to look like once he's actually taken it back to the lawyers. Right now, there is no government other than dictator Kenny. There is no opposition. There is no way of having accountability. The government can pass whatever laws they want, whenever they want, however they want. And that is a destruction of our very lives, of our very system of being, of our very way of life. The very foundations of the freedoms that we have come to expect and that we were built upon have been absolutely destroyed by this Premier. He's gone on to say that there's no gross overreaction. Well, I'm sorry, there's no reaction worthy of that level of arrogance. None. He's also identified that he wants to spend money on over 1 million masks, 1.5 million. Now that's fine, generally speaking, except that these are not surgical masks, these are not N95 masks, and these are not N100 masks. The difference between regular masks and these N95s and 100s, the surgical masks, is the fact that they don't allow viruses through. They are so tightly knit that the COVID-19 virus will not get through to you or get out. There are already studies in place to identify that the other masks, as much as they may reduce the distance that the virus can be sent and transmitted, does not stop the virus from being transmitted. Anybody that's coughing or sneezing, the virus will make it through to the outside, and then every cough, every breath continues to blow this virus out. And it does not stop, much the same as forest fire smoke, it does not stop the virus from getting through to a person and the person becoming sick. Now, getting sick is never fun. And we absolutely need to protect those that are in gravest danger of coming to the highest level of mortality by this disease. Those would be, again, the old, the infirm, the people whose immune systems are compromised. Yes, other people will still suffer dire consequences to any disease, but the main focus of mortality comes from those groups. And to say that we're going to protect ourselves from any and every other virus is simply impossible. Unless, of course, we're going to remain this way for the rest of our lives. And frankly, that is just unrealistic. And that is not what this province, that is not what we are based on. Our freedoms exist for a reason. There are precautions that we can and should take. The gatekeeper program for all medical facilities, not just long-term care. The decentralized reception and testing facilities so that you don't have them going into the hospitals. These are the basics. These are the absolute essential basics and still have not been complied or followed through on. But then again, why should he? Anything that he doesn't like, he just ignores. That's been his trademark all the way along. UCP, their identification of an open door. We just ignore you. More to come, Alberta. We are going to make it through this. You do have voices that are fighting for you, and we are not stepping away. Things will get better. We're already coming out the back end of this. It's just a matter of trying to retain or regain the rights and freedoms that we as Albertans deserve to have always deserved to have, and absolutely do not deserve to be having removed from. Take care, Alberta. More soon.